Good morning, good people. It is Thursday, December the 9th, 2021. This is Wake Up with Ray G, brought to you by Bets TV. Make sure you go to betstv.com to check out all the dope lineup of content creators, boxing, touchdown scores, fantasy football advice, waiver wire pickups, and of course, GQ and Jay Rich, a.k.a. Skip Richards, in the building. We are going to have a good show today. We're going to go through some prize pick stuff. We've got a power play lined up for you that we both feel really confident in. We're going to show you, tell you, give you the directions, the roadmap of where you can tail our picks through the rest of the season and through the college bowl season. We're going to have all that. Just check the YouTube description, all that good stuff. If you like the content, thumbs up, subscribe to it. Jay, that was a good intro. That felt good, man. I had a sip of coffee before we started. Little rain last night. The weather's feeling decent outside down here in Texas, man. I'm feeling good today.
Yeah, man, I think you nailed it. It was the first time in a while, you didn't even have to look at the screen. I can always tell how prepared you are when you look at the screen for the date. When you look for the date, I'm like, it's gonna be an interesting show for Ray. But that was a great start. Told the people where they need to go, and we're gonna get all into that FTN bet tracker where they can track all of our prize picks that we're gonna be making week after week, being accountable. Finally,
we gotta be accountable here. We gotta show the people how good of bettors we are. What are we, sharps?
Stephen AQ.
This guy calls me Stephen AQ. All right. Let's get into the news. Quick news and notes. Justin Fields, Chicago Bears rookie quarterback, has been cleared and will start the Sunday night. How does Chicago keep getting – I feel like they're playing on Sunday night quite a bit. Maybe I'm tripping, but they got the Sunday night game against the Packers. Justin Fields versus the Packers. I don't know what to expect. I saw that Green Bay's Jair Alexander, their Pro Bowl cornerback, has been practicing or cleared to practice. Not sure if Alexander is going to play, and I'm not sure if Zadarius Smith is going to play either, the fantastic edge rusher for Green Bay. But that team is getting healthy at the right time, They're good. They're good. They're battling for the number one seed in the NFC. Only one team gets that bye. So right now it's looking like it's going to be one of Green Bay, Arizona, or Tampa Bay. But Green Bay getting more reinforcements back. Chicago Bears get Justin Fields back. Going to be interesting to see how this young man plays. Fields he's been okay this year. He's not been super good, but there are flashes that he's shown that can kind of indicate that he has the potential to be really good in the future. But it's going to be interesting to watch Justin Fields versus a very tough defense. Jay, where's this game at? I guess it really doesn't matter whether it's in Chicago or Green Bay. It's both outdoors, so it's probably not great. What's the weather like? Do you know?
I believe it's in Green Bay. The weather I haven't looked up yet, but I would imagine it's going to be decent. I was looking at some of the reports in Cleveland, looking at some of the reports, where I'm at in the upper East Coast. I think it's going to be a cold weekend, but not so much a whole lot of snow. I'll check to see what it's looking like in Green Bay, but I don't think there's going to be a ton of snow.
Is the game weekend in Green Bay? The game's in Green Bay?
I believe so, yeah. Okay. I believe so.
Okay.
I believe it's in Green Bay this weekend. So you're looking at it's supposed to snow every day up to Sunday. So chance of precipitation for Sunday are very low, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, they're going to get probably a decent amount of snow, but I imagine the field will be clear for Sunday. So it'll be cold. 36 degrees is the high, 26 is the low, but hopefully the snow will be cleared off the field by then.
Yeah, and it's Sunday night. That's good football weather, man. That's good football weather. A couple of college football announcements. Arkansas star wide receiver Treylon Burks has declared for the 2022 NFL Draft. David Bell, the star wide receiver from Purdue, he has also declared for the 2022 NFL Draft. And Big Drizzy, Drake London, the star USC wide receiver, Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year, and he only played like 6 games. He is declared for the 2022 NFL Draft as well. We know Drake London suffered that ankle injury, but all accounts he's going to be cleared, good to go. This class is looking good, Jay. This class is looking good. There are a lot of big-name analysts out there who have these wide receivers quite low. One David Bell.
Oh, come on. Call him out right now.
We know it's PFF. All right, I'll call him out. Mel Kiper Jr. has David Bell as wide receiver 13 in the 2022 class. Ooh. He's got Treylon Burks as wide receiver 6 Or you've got PFF that has Treylon Burks as wide receiver 5. And Drake London, everybody, they got him all high. Drake London is sky high for everybody, as I've told you all for all season. But we're starting to get those declarations. 2022 NFL draft class is taking shape. We know that Kayvon Thibodeau, he's coming out. I'm pretty sure Aiden Hutchinson is going to declare. Matt Corral's already coming out. Willis and Kenny Pickett and Carson Strong. So we got all these good guys coming out in 2022. So it's going to be interesting to see and follow them throughout their pre-draft process. And you better believe that we will be talking NFL draft on this show quite a bit after the NFL season is over. Now, back to the NFL, the Los Angeles Chargers, good grief. Mike Williams and Chris Harris are on the COVID list. So Keenan Allen was already there. Mike Williams is now there. Chris Harris is there. Are any of these guys going to play this weekend, Jay? I'm not sure. I know they have it. I don't know vaccination statuses and quarantine dates. Is Justin Herbert going to have these guys or not?
So Keenan Allen is the one who actually tested positive, right? But Mike Williams and Chris Harris were close contacts. So that's the kind of the difference. We know that if you're unvaccinated and you actually get the virus, you're out automatic 10 days like we saw with Aaron Rodgers. Close contacts, I believe, is just a 48-hour, no symptoms and 2 negative tests, or a 5-day, depending on if they're vaccinated or not. So it's either like a straight 48 hours of no symptoms and 2 negative tests, or if you're unvaccinated, I believe it's 5 days. So based on the date that this went down, this went down yesterday, I think they can still clear to play, even if they're unvaccinated, but they do need to have no symptoms and, again, those 2 negative tests in order to be on that field. We'll see about Keenan, though, because we don't know if he's vaccinated or not. At least I don't know if he's vaccinated or not.
I don't know. Who the hell do the Chargers play?
I don't think they play anyone, because think about it. Every week we got the Chargers in our game of the week, and this is one of the few weeks we don't have them.
I mean, honestly, do they even play this weekend?
Yeah, they play the Giants. They're favored by 10.5.
Do they win without Mike Evans and Keenan Allen? Mike Williams and Keenan Allen.
Yeah. Because remember, we're seeing the Jake Fromm experience more than likely this weekend for the New York Giants. Looks like you almost spit out your coffee. I
forgot we had Jake Fromm. Hey, there are some analysts who had Jake Fromm as like a top 5 quarterback coming into the draft class. Neither here nor there. Back to the news. Where am I at? Back to Jake Fromm got me all off guard. All right, the Saints. Mark Ingram, he's on the COVID list, but Alvin Kamara practiced in full.
Yes.
AK-41. We need you. We need you, AK-41. Alvin Kamara is expected to play. And this was interesting. I did not see this, Jay. It's a cool piece of news. You want to take it, or you want me to take it? Because I didn't see it. So you want to take it?
Yeah. So Trevor Lawrence apparently sat down with the coaching staff this week, and he talked to them about James Robinson. I'm not sure if any of you guys saw the video that popped up. James Robinson did an interview, and he's basically they were asking him about why he got benched. This is now 2 weeks in a row he got benched for fumbling and a few other small things, but there was 2 stretches over the game where he didn't play for 16 plays and 17 plays. And on top of that, he's been banged up, gutting it out for his team. And at the end of the game last week, they put him in for like 3 meaningless carries at the end of a game where they were losing by like 30 points. And he is their best player. Say what you want about Trevor Lawrence being their franchise quarterback of the future. James Robinson is by far the best player on that team.
Yeah.
And so Trevor Lawrence went to the coaching staff and was like, we need this guy to play. We need him to play a lot. We need to get him the ball because he's the guy who will help our team continue to move forward, progress the offense, move the ball down the field. We need James Robinson. And to see a quarterback who is 21, 22 years old go to bat for his running back like that, a guy who seems to be struggling with confidence, seems to be unsure about how the coaching staff feels about his future on this team. It's great to see a quarterback go to bat for his player like that because you really don't see this that often, especially from a really young quarterback. Cool story, like you said, for Trevor Lawrence to really go to bat for his player who he needs on the field to play better. That's just a fact, and I think we all know that.
I mean, yeah, he's a hell of a lot better option than Carlos Hyde, who also fumbled in the game on Sunday. It's a shame what's going on in Jacksonville. It's one of those things where, to be honest, Trevor Lawrence is not playing good football. He's not playing good football, but it's hard to figure out how much blame should be placed on just rookie woes and things that rookies go through, and how much of this has to do with the infrastructure around the Jacksonville Jaguars. It starts with Urban Meyer. Listening to his comments as to, I saw a quote, I don't dictate running back rotations. I don't pay attention to that. I don't know when people are in or out. to a certain degree, I get that, right? Your coordinators, your offensive and defensive coordinators, they are the head coaches of that position group, but you're the head coach of the team. And you should know, as the head coach, that James Robinson is your best offensive weapon. And yet, he goes for a stretch where he didn't touch the ball from the first quarter to the third quarter. And Urban Meyer's like, I didn't know. I didn't pay attention to those things. Just an unfortunate situation, what's going on in Jacksonville. It does not look good for Trevor Lawrence. It doesn't look good. If we're being honest here, it seems like the Jets may have a better coaching foundation around Zach Wilson, and that's not saying much than what's happening in Jacksonville. You've got Laquan Treadwell in his 6th year, and kudos to Laquan Treadwell for persevering through early career struggles. He's the best wide receiver they have. You talk about Laviska Shenault and Marvin Jones and all these other guys. I mean, Laquan Treadwell has led the team in targets and receptions and yards the past 2 weeks, and I don't see that trend changing. So Jacksonville is not a very good franchise. Those of us who have James Robinson in fantasy, who like to bet James Robinson overs, unders, I would say I wouldn't touch it this week. I hear Trevor Lawrence. I appreciate Trevor Lawrence, but that's one of those situations you may just want to fade all Jaguars not named Laquan Treadwell, which is insane. But we got to get to some action from last night and a blasphemous bet that Jay Rich must come pay up. The piper is here. You must pay me when we get into the morning run. Let's go.
Wake up. This is the morning run.
Run, Forrest, run.
So you all know that this man to my left made one of the most asinine bets in the history of betting yesterday, thinking that Steph Curry was going to hit 16 three-pointers in one game, and decided to create his own line of 12.5 as an over-under for three-pointers made by Steph Curry. The official line by smart people was 6.5. How many three-pointers did Steph Curry have last night? You're muted. You're muted. Unmute yourself.
Because I was scared. I'm too afraid to talk right now. He hurt me. Steph Curry hurt me.
You hurt yourself.
But the line was 6.5.
The line was 6.5.
And I said, you know what, Ray? I'll take 12.5 because I believe. I'm a believer in things. And you know what? He let me down.
Hey,
and that's all I have to say about that.
Run me my money.
And I owe you.
Run me my money.
You are free rolling the Prize Picks Powerplay for the day because
Okay.
It's on me. It's on me.
So you've got my power play for today.
I am comping your Prize Picks Powerplay for the day.
Thank you.
So it's all you.
There we go. So the Golden State Warriors played last night versus the Portland Trail Blazers, and it was must-watch TV as Steph Curry went for the three-point record. He was chunking them up early and often, and he was bricking them early and often. He shot 17. He went 6 for 7 from 3. He's only got to hit 10, and I'm wondering if you want to give me another bet that he goes over 10 in one game. Do you want to do that? Steph had 22 points. Your boy, your pick early in the season for Sixth Man of the Year, Jordan Poole, had 20. But it wasn't a great shooting night. But they did get the victory at the end of the day, and I'm sure that's all that matters to the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry. But what matters for this show, Bets TV? Jay, do you want to take it? Do you want to double down? Do you want to bet again that Steph Curry will break the record in this next game and hit 10 three-pointers in a game? Do you want to go 10.5?
Whoa, 10.5. He only needs 10. He only needs 10. So the line would be 9.5.
You want to go 9.5?
And I want it because the narrative is he could do it in front of Seth, which I think is monumental. He'll do it in Seth's face. Seth will be there to witness it. And he's done it, I believe, 22 times in his career. He's hit 10 three-pointers. So I think this is a safer bet.
I think I like Lindsey Mack's idea. We are going to
rip
off.
That is going to be an expensive
No.
proposition.
Listen. Lindsey Mack took it a little too far. We ain't making Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp money. We ain't making Skip and Shannon money. But I think a case of Topo Chico, if you want to bet me, I would love to bet and wager a case of Topo Chico on this matchup. Or do you want to go that route? What would you rather? I think cases of Tope for me. I don't know what your drink of choice is.
How much do they cost? Because remember, I haven't got one yet, but I'm gonna buy one next week when I get paid. So How much is a case of Topo Chico for you? And we'll just
A
bet that
case
could
of
be the
Topo
wager.
Chico, I think it's like they actually sell them at. Well, I was mind blown when. Hold up. Keep talking. This is the show. Keep talking.
All right, so the case of Topo Chico, for people who don't know, I have very little availability to Topo Chico right now. I was looking on Amazon, and for me to order one case of Topo Chico, it is almost $100 plus shipping.
Okay.
So that's why, if I'm going to be betting this Topo Chico bet, it's got to be worth it for me.
Walmart now sells Topo. I was mind blown last night when I saw that Walmart has Topo Chico. I think they're like $11 a case, like 11, 13. I think it's like $13 a case. I think it's like.
Well, I was telling the people that it's $100 for me, like to get it off Amazon.
No.
The shortage.
I won't make you ship it. But you will buy it. Like, yeah.
I will buy it.
You will buy it. So a 12-pack.
If it's $11, I will get you two cases of Topo Chico.
Yeah, Walmart. It says $9.48, but I think it's like $11. So $11. How many cases of Topo Chico are we gonna put on?
We doing a 2 for at least a Topo Chico. It's got to be at least 24. They gotta last you a couple days, you know.
The bet is The bet is 2 cases of Topo Chico.
Yeah.
That Steph Curry goes over 9.5 3-pointers in his next game.
Yes, in Philadelphia.
You're already
I gotta
in the
do
hole.
it. I gotta double down. I gotta do it.
Lock it in. Where I need some kind of sound effect.
Lock it in, baby. Lock it in. I'm telling you. I believe in Steph.
There it is. It's locked. 2 cases of Topo Chico. Let's get it. Steph Curry will not go over 9.5 3-pointers. And if you win, what is your Canadian drink of choice? What do y'all drink? Tea? What do you like? Earl Grey?
I don't even know. I'm moving next week, so we'll see. We'll figure it out on my end.
2 cases.
But I will get you 2 cases of Topo Chico if Steph is under 9.5 threes.
All right, there we go. Lock it in, people. Y'all heard it. All right, let me get back to the show sheet. Yeah, I think that was it. Jay and I bet on Steph Curry. He did not hit his 16 3-pointers, but we have football to get into. We've got bets to make, picks to tail. Let's do it. Beat the rush.
Wake up! This is Beat the Rush.
Get out of the way, jackass!
Lindsey Mack said a Tim Hortons gift card for Jay. I don't even know what Tim Hortons is, but I see.
You
Jay
don't
Rich
know
laugh.
Tim Hortons?
Nah, what is Tim Hortons?
Oh man, Lindsey Mack, thank you for at least putting some respect on Sir Tim Hortons. I believe he's an NHL Hall of Famer. Started a commercial chain of it's basically a Starbucks competitor. It is, Ray, as popular as Starbucks is in the States, imagine that, but the Canadian version. Tim Hortons is more popular than Starbucks is in Canada. That's
Really?
how big Tim Hortons is.
Are you a Tim?
And I believe
Do you
Nah,
vent?
nah.
So you don't even.
their coffee is terrible. I go to
Okay,
Starbucks,
okay.
but Tim Hortons, some people like it. But it's Tim Hortons actually got bought by Burger King, so now it's in America.
Okay. Well, I guess that won't work because you don't drink Tim Hortons. We got a Thursday night game. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, and we went back and forth. We ran some numbers. We put our model in, and I think we have a GQ Prize Pick Powerplay that will be profitable for you this evening that Jay is going to enter on my behalf. And you can follow all of our power play picks, all of our flex play picks via Prize Picks on what's the link, Jay? I know we got a link on FTN Daily, right?
Yeah, it's ftndaily.com/NFL/prize picks pick tracker. I have to talk to Elliot about the link because the link's a little bit too long. I need ftndaily.com/wake up. Yeah, we got to make it easy, digestible.
We'll make it easy for people to follow, but it's free. So you can go to FTN Daily. You can look at my power pick, prize pick plays, Elliot, Kevin Adams, Benny, whomever on the FTN squad. You can check out what people are doing on Prize Picks. It will track our wins and our losses. But what we got cooking for you tonight, Justin Jefferson, Chase Claypool, and Ray McLeod. We are rolling with some wide receivers. Justin Jefferson, we have locked in, or Jay will lock in my over 89.5 receiving yards. Adam Thielen is confirmed out, which is, stock up for, KJ Osborne, Tyler Conklin. But I believe what Kirk Cousins is going to do is funnel the ball to young Jets, the best wide receiver in the NFL. I want over 89.5 yards. He's playing indoors. Jay, what's he do when he's indoors, baby? What does he do when he's indoors? Tell the people what Justin Jefferson does inside.
I mean, I tell them each and every week. Indoors, he averages 105 receiving yards per game. Last week, he had 181. Thielen didn't play about, 60% in that game. I like this bet. I mean, people who watch the show, they know I'm all over Justin Jefferson. When he plays indoors, he goes off.
Yeah, goes off. We're also taking Chase Claypool under 4 receptions. He's averaging in his last 5 games 3.5 receptions. Last week, 2 versus Baltimore, 3 versus Cincy. He had 5 versus the Chargers, 3 versus Chicago, and 4 versus Cleveland. He's battling like a toe injury, man. And there was some interesting stats. I saw my man Hayden Winks came out and posted a tweet that Chase Claypool in the last game sort of like rotated with James Washington in the second half of Week 13. In the routes run in the second half, Deontay Johnson had 18, Ray McLeod 14, and Chase Claypool only 10 routes run in the second half of Week 13. Was that due to pain management? Was that due to injury? I don't know, but I am not betting the over Chase Claypool for receptions. Therefore, I'm going to pivot to the man who was on the field running more routes than Chase Claypool in Week 13, who is fully healthy, who's got speed, who can smash this over in 1 reception, Ray McLeod, who's actually topped this number 3 of his last 4 games. So I'm going to take the over Ray McLeod, 10.5 receiving yards, the under Chase Claypool 4 receptions, and the over Justin Jefferson. I'm staying in the flames with the stud. That is Justin Jefferson. Go to Prize Pick. Use the promo code FTN for a 100% deposit match up to $100. Follow our picks, win some money. I guess we'll review this tomorrow morning, Jay, but I feel good about it. What you think about my picks?
I love it. I really liked the pivot to Ray McLeod because he's been playing more snaps. Another thing that I noticed is that Claypool, like you talked about with the rotation, he only played like 63% of snaps this week. He's been in the upper 80s, 90s, even almost each and every single week outside of a couple of blowouts. So I love this pick a lot. And to talk more about Justin Jefferson, yesterday, Davante Adams, the GOAT himself, as far as we're concerned in the NFL right now, start paying a lot of attention to Justin Jefferson. If you haven't already. If you have, pay more. That's a heavy endorsement from the best wide receiver in football, saying that Justin Jefferson is up next, and he is going to smash this week on the Pittsburgh
Steelers.
Man,
I just look at his receiving yard lines already this season, and it's just insane. 1,200 yards on the year. Like, that's good work. Like, there are people who say there's no way he can replicate what he did from his rookie season, over 1,400 yards. He's got a chance to damn near hit that in this matchup tonight versus Pittsburgh. I think Kirk Cousins is going to have to get the ball out early and often with T.J. Watt coming off the edge. That Pittsburgh still has defensive playmakers on that side of the ball. I think it's going to be a lot of Justin Jefferson, so I'm excited for this one tonight. There's a chance Dalvin Cook plays. I don't think so, but we'll see. I'll see.
So Tom Pelissero actually tweeted out this morning that he is trending towards playing and that he's probably going to have a shoulder brace. And so it just comes down to him being medically cleared, but he is apparently planning to play tonight. So we'll see. But it was interesting to see Pelissero put that out this morning.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't know how much injury risk is associated with him returning at this point in time. But if he plays, it's good. If he plays, you got to start out. I mean, start your studs is the additive. I'd be a little hesitant, though.
Just don't bet on it because he's going to split with Madison, right?
Yeah,
so just don't make those bets, I think. That's really where I'm at with that.
Yeah, 1,200 yards is a great season for most wide receivers. He still has 14 weeks left. He's in my opinion, he's the best wide receiver in football. I love Davante Adams. I think the youngin is right there. What he's doing this early in his career, not even Tay Adams was doing this early in his career. I mean, Jefferson is insane. It's incredible how good he is. But let's pivot to Bruning's team. Well, we got the Ravens and the Browns. Jay, do you want to start with Ravens and Browns? I kind of wanted to roll with the Cowboys first. You want to go Ravens and Browns, though?
We can do the Cowboys first if you want. Cowboys are at the Washington football team. Both these games, man, what I will say about this week where I'm excited and disenthused from a betting perspective is lots of divisional matchups. We know that divisional matchups are straight up crapshoots half the time. unless we're talking Raiders Chiefs, that we will get into either today or tomorrow. These Washington and Dallas, man, or even talk about the Ravens and the Browns, 2.5 points, 42.5 on the over-under. These two teams both are just playing bad football right now.
Yeah.
Like the Ravens, I don't know if you saw this stat that I put in the show sheet, but they are terrible against the pass. They're second worst in the NFL, and they've allowed the most 20-yard pass plays at 54 and the most 40-yard pass plays at 13. Both are tops in the NFL, and they just lost their top corner, even though he's not playing his best season, Marlon Humphrey, out for the year.
Yeah.
So can Cleveland take advantage of this clear advantage that they have in the passing game? I honestly don't think they can. 2 weeks ago they played, and Jarvis Landry had 100 yards, and they only scored 10 points. So what is going to change in 2 weeks when the offense hasn't gotten any better? Baker's not looked any better. He's probably still hurt, but they need to exploit the deep passing game. That is how you beat the Baltimore Ravens. You have to throw the ball deep because they don't cover it well. They stop the run. They're the best run defense in all of football. They held Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt to 36 yards on 15 carries 2 weeks ago. So they have to throw the ball deep.
That's the question. Can Baker get it done through the air? And are there any lines that you're confident in from this game? Like Jarvis Landry, right? Jarvis Landry's last game, he had 111 receiving yards. His prize pick line right now is 52.5.
But I still don't trust it. I still don't trust it.
It's low, man. It's low. I think this is one, man, where we need to dive into this one. We'll probably make what we're going to do. The plan is we're going to make our big time flex play power pick sort of parlay for tomorrow, for Friday. So we'll find some players out of this game, some matchups that we like, that we feel confident in. And in tomorrow's show, as we kind of wrap up props and things that we like, we'll lock in our Fab 5 flex play for Prize Picks. And I don't know if we're going to do anything from this game, to be honest with you, Jay. Like, I want to believe that the time off has helped Baker Mayfield heal, has got him at least feeling a little bit better, but he's been so inconsistent, so up and down, throwing the football, it's hard to really trust him. If I were going to, right now, you know who I'm more confident in this game from a betting perspective, and I'd love to see his line? It's like a Devontae Freeman, because he's actually getting the ball. He's not some long-term asset that I want, but this season, I mean, he's getting enough volume, and he's done pretty well, and he's hit his over in the rushing yards quite frequently. So I think we need to dive into this one tomorrow. I'm not confident on anything right now. I honestly don't even know who wins this game. Like, it should be Baltimore, but if Lamar Jackson is missing throws like he did the last time we saw him on the field, it's going to be a problem, man. So I don't really like this from a betting perspective right now. It's the Browns should be able to exploit Baltimore through the air, and right now I'm just not confident in the health of Baker Mayfield and how he's played lately. That just gives me pause on doing anything from a betting perspective on this game. Anything else before we move on?
So to your point about Devontae Freeman, he's got a line on PrizePicks of 45.5, and he's hit that number in his last 3 games.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
The Browns' defense is really good. It is a good defense,
I get
got a
that.
good front. So it's like you're towing the line a little bit because he's got just over that. He's like in the 50-yard range, 48 yards. So he's just hitting that number the last 3 weeks. But against the Browns, is he going to do it? We'll see. They'll be stopping the run all day long. Another game, like I talked about, weather's supposed to be good. Won't see a lot of snow or anything like that. It'll just be cold, which should be fine. The grass should hold up.
Kansas City and the Raiders. This is interesting. Kansas City favored by 9.5. Golly. AFC West showdown. It's a divisional matchup. We always see these games are tough. They've been playing better. 4 straight wins. I don't know. Offensively, it's not the same Kansas City Chiefs team that we're accustomed to playing. But the last time these guys played, the Chiefs literally ran the Raiders out of the building, 41-14. Flipped the numbers. That was the score of the game. Listen, I don't. This was the team where we talked about how all the other defenses in the NFL were playing Kansas City. Two safeties over the top. Keep Patrick Mahomes from bombing you to death. And the Raiders were arrogant and cocky enough to say, nah, we got Jonathan Abrams. We can play single high safety, man up these receivers on the outside, man up Travis Kelce, and we'll be fine. and they were not fine. They got destroyed. Darrell Williams went off. Patrick Mahomes had one of his better games of the season, and the Raiders looked inept at every level. We don't know if Darren Waller's playing. Josh Jacobs has got 9 baby mamas, so I don't know where his focus is going to be. This is one where Kansas City should get it done by 9.5. I don't know about that. Anything you like in this game from a narrative standpoint, Jay? And is this something that you're willing to bet? Because this is a prime bounce back spot for Kansas City, whose offense has been kind of ass the past couple of weeks.
So the only thing for me is I'll have to check kind of the wind in Kansas City to see how that looks, because that will play a factor into kind of how I bet this. The weather itself is supposed to be fine, but like you mentioned, Patrick Mahomes' only 400-yard and only 5 touchdown game came in the same game against these Las Vegas Raiders. Now, that being said, the Chiefs are susceptible in the passing game, but we know that they've struggled recently to get the ball deep. Derek Carr on the season has the most deep completions of any quarterback in all of football. He's got 60 20-yard completions, and that's first in football. So the Raiders are going to have to throw the ball deep, and they're going to have to get to Mahomes. Like you talked about, not only did they allow a ton of points, but they didn't even get to Mahomes. It was only one of 2 games that he wasn't sacked all season. We know that Max Crosby, that defensive line, is a great defensive line, but if you can't get to Mahomes, if you can't get pressure, you're not going to beat the Chiefs. It's just simple as that. Now, how this game plays out, I'm curious your thoughts, right? Because we talked about the Falcons and the Buccaneers, and it makes me think we're going to see a repeat of what happened last time. You know, it was only a few weeks ago. It wasn't like it was at the beginning of the season when the Chiefs defense was playing bad. The Chiefs defense, on top of that, hasn't allowed more than 17 points in their last 6 games. And they have only allowed less than 10 points in 4 of those games. So their defense is playing spectacular right now. It really just comes down to, are the Raiders going to make that switch, play a more cover 2 style defense, play man up, have 2 deep safeties, or are they going to keep doing what they did last time and get destroyed? Because that was the game where Mahomes threw up the YOLO ball to Darrell Williams and he caught it in the end zone. I don't know, man. Like, the Chiefs are rolling. The offense isn't quite there yet.
No,
but
it's not.
I just don't see how the Raiders are going to stop this offense with how bad they played last time.
Well,
Like, I just
and
don't
that-
see it happening.
but-
And this one's actually in Arrowhead.
Well, this
The last
is
one
why
was in Vegas.
This is why I kind of like Patrick Mahomes. PrizePicks has his line right now at 275.5. And I also like, on the other side of the ball, Hunter Renfrow, who's averaging 72 yards per game over his last 5. Last 2 games, he's gone over 100 yards, and his line is set at 60.5. Hunter Renfrow's turned into the wide receiver 1 and a damn good slot wide receiver in the NFL. I think we will have some action on this matchup. And the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington football team, Dallas minus 4.5, over under 48. Taylor Heineke, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Terry McLaurin, Michael Gallup. This is going to be, Dallas needs to win this game. Dallas needs to win this game. Logan Thomas out for the season with a knee injury. It was an embarrassing performance in that Saints game. Even though Dallas got it done, it was not a good offensive performance. This is another divisional game. The Dallas Cowboys, we have not been playing well on the road this season. We only scored 23 points per game on the road compared to 35 at home, averaging 2.33 touchdowns. Washington, listen, their pass defense is horrendous. This should be a get-right game for Dak, for CD, for Dalton Schultz, for Michael Gallup, for Amari Cooper. The issue is, right now, there's question marks on Tony Pollard's availability. Apparently, he's dealing with a little bit of an injury. We know Zeke Elliott's not 100% healthy. He's running like a fullback. If Dallas wants to get this done, I do think it's going to have to take place through the air. Dallas is getting healthy on the defensive side of the ball. DeMarcus Lawrence is back. Neville Gallimore, I believe he's back. Micah Parsons, there's a chance that he breaks the NFL sack record for rookies as a goddamn linebacker. So Dallas has a lot of positive things going in its favor. They need to get this done. And Jay, I'm telling you right now, there are some lines. I'm looking at PrizePicks right now that I like from this game, and we'll probably have some Dallas Cowboys on that five-leg flex play come tomorrow. How do you think this game plays out? Cowboys, football team, how's it going to end up?
I actually like the Cowboys to cover in this one. I think there's a really good shot for it. Like you're talking about with the PrizePicks lines, a line I kind of like right now is Dak Prescott at 285.5 passing yards. Like I said, he's averaging 307 yards per game through the air on the road. And if Zeke isn't playing that well, if Tony Pollard isn't available, those 2 things are conducive to Dak hitting a lot of overs, hitting overs on pass attempts, hitting overs on completions. hitting the receivers, getting their overs. So you talk about combining that with a Washington football team pass defense that allows almost 275 yards per game through the air and is fourth worst in all of football. That's a situation I like to see. And obviously on the other side, we know what Antonio Gibson has done to the Dallas Cowboys throughout the years. So his rushing yard prop is very much in the cards this week. I believe it's only at 65 and a half.
65 and a half for Gibson. 65 and a half.
So I'm not trying to say it's a lock because last week I said Joe Mixon was a lock and it didn't look too good for me. But it's one of those lines where Antonio Gibson in the past, I believe, 3 weeks, he's gone over 23 carries. But it's important to note that J.D. McKissic did practice this week, so he will be more than likely active in this game, which will take away some snaps from Gibson. But with how good Gibson has played against Dallas, it's worth a shot to take a look at that 65 and a half. I think that's a great line. But I do think Dallas will win and cover in this game. I think it's a get-right game for Dallas. I think they're going to win this game on the road.
Taylor Heineke, 19 and a half rushing yards. He's averaging about 13 over his last 5 games. Remember when I talk about my quarterback rushing prop strategy, what kind of defense are they facing? This is an athletic defense. Micah Parsons is running down everybody. Patrick Mahomes couldn't do anything. I think the under Taylor Heineke rushing yards, if you're going to do one this week, that would be – I'm interested in taking the under on Taylor Heineke's rushing yards. I just don't believe he's going to be able to get loose like that versus this very fast Dallas defense. I'm with you. I think Antonio Gibson is something that I want to touch. Dak Prescott, what is his line at on the pick?
285 and a half for the passing yards. It's pretty high, but I still like it. He could go way over.
My thing is, if the story that we're telling is the Washington football team cannot stop the pass, Dallas is struggling to run the ball. Tony Pollard not healthy. Ezekiel Elliott not healthy. Dallas is going to have to do it through the air. I'd be interested in Dak's touchdowns. What's it at? 1.5? Are they up?
Probably at 2. They're not up right now. I'm with you. And I want to touch on Taylor Heineke's rushing yards for a little bit because one thing of note that is important is that we saw Micah Parsons spying Taysom Hill last week. He wasn't just rushing the passer and doing it. He was legitimately spying Taysom Hill, and that's how he got his sack. I think he can do the same types of things to Taylor Heineke on third downs, and they won't always rush him because they would rather get that sack and get that pressure and keep Taylor Heineke contained instead of having him run amok and going all over the place. 20 yards isn't a lot for Heineke, but I think if they do choose to use Parsons in kind of that spy role, he can get some sacks, he can get pressure, and he can keep Heineke at bay in this game.
I don't know if he's good enough to spy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you spy Taysom Hill because you know Taysom Hill is going to run. You know that's all he can do. I don't know if Heineke is that level of runner that they're going to devote.
But that's why I'm with you, though. Not that they're going to devote it every play, but that's exactly kind of what I'm going at, is they may not spy him every play, but if they do choose to spy him, I know Micah Parsons will lock him down, unlike Taysom Hill, who got loose a couple times on that defense.
All right, Bruning said, what's Donovan Peoples-Jones' line? I don't see anything for
He's
DPJ.
Not available right now.
I
looked him up earlier.
Yeah, I didn't see anything for DPJ. Austin Hooper is on here, though. Let me see what Austin Hooper – I've thought about starting Austin Hooper in a couple of leagues, man.
No,
yeah,
come on.
I don't know, but we'll look. I do from this game right now, and we'll lock these in for sure tomorrow. But Antonio Gibson, very attractive. Dak Prescott, I want to see what his passing touchdown line is. I'm looking at Kirk Cousins and Ben Roethlisberger tonight at 1.5. If Dak opens up tomorrow at 1.5, I'm probably taking the over on his passing touchdowns. But part of me believes they would not dare do that, and it's going to be set at 2.5. I don't know. I don't know if Dak is going for 3 touchdowns. 285. If he's got his full complement of wide receivers and 2 hurt running backs. So I think there's a case to be made that that's a smart play. We got to dive into a little of those numbers, but we will have all 5 of our flex picks on Prize Picks tomorrow on Friday. We'll also jump into the Buffalo Bills and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers matchup. Should be a damn good one, a must-win for Buffalo in my opinion. And then we get the San Francisco 49ers and the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't want to say must-win. It's a must-win for San Francisco, and Cincinnati probably needs to win this to stay ahead of the teams in the AFC North. There are some good games on this weekend slate, and I think we are going to have a profitable weekend placing some bets. Jay, you putting in my pick, right? Like,
I'm doing it right now. Justin Jefferson. 90. Chase Claypool under 4. Ray
Yep.
McLeod over 10.5. Lock
There
it
it
in.
is.
I'm locking it in
Lock
right
them
now.
in, and then tell the people one more time where they can follow and find not just our picks, but all the other dope, smart sharps on the FTN lineup. Where's it at? What's the link? Where do they just need to go?
FTNDaily.com/NFL pick tracker /prize picks.
Look at
NFL
you.
FTNDaily.com/NFL /pick tracker /prize picks.
Oh my gosh. Hold on.
And there will be more in there.
Real quick, Njoku and Harrison Bryant are out. So you said don't do it with Austin Hooper. We may want to look at some. Who else is he going to throw to? And if Baker is hurt, tight end is a quarterback's best friend. If he's hurt, just throwing that out there.
So the only thing with me is that the reason why it sucks is because I would have liked Njoku because he can get downfield more than Hooper.
But what I'm saying is I just fool with Hooper's receptions. I don't care how many yards he gets. Just Baker targeting Austin Hooper. And yes, congratulations to the state of Ohio who have approved sports betting. So it is on the way. Texas, man, this is just... You got to love a state where it's all right to walk into Walmart with the semi-automatic strapped to your back, but you can't place a prop bet on Ray McLeod's receiving yards. You got to love Texas, man. You just got to love it, man. It's insane. Yes, Lindsey Mack, it's for real. The news broke yesterday. House passed it. I think it's got to clear one more small hurdle, but y'all are on tap to have legalized sports betting so you can actually use the books and all the tools that we have. Can't place bets, but can just strap a AR-15 to my back and go shop for some pasta sauce at Walmart, or go get my Topo Chicos that you will owe me 2 cases after Steph. When does Steph Curry play? When's that game?
I believe it's Friday.
It's Friday? All right, I want my 2 cases of Topo Chico. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank y'all for being here. We love you. We'll be back tomorrow. Let's get this money tonight on the Thursday night matchup, and we'll see you in the morning. We out of this thing. Peace.